Hello, this is Celeste from Black Metal Artist, and I have the pleasure of being here with the person behind the project, Nocturnal Corruptor. Now to start, um, it looks like from our understanding, that you are based from Oklahoma, which obviously it's not like a huge hotspot for black metal like in bigger cities. So kind of how does the local scene or I guess geography influence your sound or lyrical approach?
Um, I'm not originally from Oklahoma, but I have been living here for the past 6 years. And I did start the project in Oklahoma. And one thing about Oklahoma is that it's very um, desolate and uh, very open
Mhm.
area. So, I think the landscape around you always plays a role in black metal especially, and I think that has definitely influenced me to some degree. I know there are some local black metal artists and bands that I've been in contact with, and they've all been wonderful and supportive. I especially want to shout out the band UYEW. Um, One of the members there is the one who did the artwork for my logo. So.
That's awesome. We'll have to check them out. Um, Now moving on, your EP, Obscuring the Hecatomb.
Hecatomb,
Um,
yes.
yeah, sorry. It was just released this past month. Can you tell us about the writing and recording process for this specific release?
Yeah. I wrote the first track, being Frenzied Plenilunar Rites, a little over a year ago, and I recorded a version of that. That's not the version that you hear on the EP, just as an outlet for actually writing music because I had been um, involved with the scene for some time, but I hadn't actually made any serious efforts to write anything at that point. So I sat on that for a while. I am involved with a few other projects that, for the sake of anonymity, I don't want to disclose. But I wrote Plenilunar Rites, took a break, worked on some other stuff. And then starting in November, I started to write the other songs. I spent a long time on the title track, and it's the one I'm the most proud of for sure. A lot of the lyrical content in the title track is sort of inspired by what I've seen going on in the world recently. So yeah. Otherwise, just sit down in the dark with my guitar and I write.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's really interesting to hear and just your process on it, especially from sitting on it to then kind of putting it into action. Um, Now the song, Despondent cries echoes still through long forgotten corridors. It has like a evocative and lengthy title, which definitely is like a staple in like a lot of like I guess black metal songs, even like more modern stuff. I
Mhm.
guess what's the inspiration behind that particular track?
I don't think there's there's no specific ties to any real world
Hmm.
events or anything of that nature. It's more so a how do I put this? I like to I usually start with a riff. That's the main way I write is I just sit down and I play around until I find something I like. And then the music gives me a picture of what it's trying to describe. And it is a long title, but I don't think I could fully paint the picture that I wanted to without all of those words.
No, that totally makes sense as far as like descriptive and stuff like that. Sometimes like you find the meaning even without the title, but I like that. Now Conqueror's Lament is a shorter track on it. I guess what was the intention behind making that piece an interlude or a brief statement rather than, I guess, like a full-length composition?
I I always enjoy interludes in black metal, especially piano interludes. One of my uh, big inspirations and artists that I look up to is Lamp of Murmur,
Mm.
especially his earlier work. And a lot of he features a lot of ambient interludes. I wanted to write something a little more sorrowful to close out the album, since I feel, or the EP, since I feel it stays um, fairly aggressive throughout most of it. So I just wanted a little quiet bit of reflection at the end of it to tie it all together.
No, I totally get it. I like that. Now, right now, the EP, obviously self-released and it's currently digital. And do you have any plans of doing like a physical release for this project in the future?
Yes, actually, I'm about to announce that. I have done a very limited CD run. Uh, that's going to go up in Bandcamp within the next, hopefully, by the end of this coming week. Um, I'm also, I've also produced a few shirts, a few logo shirts, so those will be available as well. Um, I am interested in potentially getting picked up by a label at some point. I'm not married to the idea of self-publishing, but I'll just continue to work on stuff, and if that ends up happening, that ends up happening.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I respect having that open mind and stuff like that for now. Now the term hecatomb, in the title obviously is like a large scale sacrifice in ancient Greece. Now, I guess how does this concept of ritualistic sacrifice kind of tie into the overarching theme or mood of this EP?
All of the songs on the EP feature themes of mass suffering, or in some form or another. Um, I think I'm the most explicit on that in the title track, "Obscuring the Hecatomb." Um, it is slightly politically inspired. I think not very it's not very subtle about that. Um, it sort of refers to I think one of the lines is foulest elite slaughter humans like cattle, uh, from that song. And so I just wanted to make that connection between mass ritualistic sacrifice and the current human condition.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely makes sense. Especially now. Obviously, since you are a solo artist and this is like your self project, do you ever plan to, and if possible, or I guess if you did want to, how would you approach translating this music to a live setting?
I was actually reached out to perform live at a show pretty recently, and I did decline. Um, if I were to perform live, I would want backing musicians. I'm not interested in performing off of a laptop. Um, so I would want at least a drummer and either a bassist or a guitarist to fill those roles. I don't like playing to a backing track.
Yeah, no, I it definitely makes sense. I've even seen shows where it's a live like solo artist project and then there's additional people that's added and I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
that's what
So,
uh, that's what Lamp does, Lamp of Murmur. There's other black metal artists. I think I don't know if it's a full band in terms of writing now, but Black Braid was originally just the front man as the full creative control. So
oh,
yeah, if I were to take it live, I would want actual musicians on stage with me.
yeah. Now I guess as far as what your music, like what you consider as far as like potential like subgenres, like obviously raw, atmospheric, or symphonic. Do you think that you kind of fit into any of those subgenres or um I guess anything more specific that might serve as like a primary influence for your sound?
I'm definitely inspired by the more raw side of black metal. I think I don't really have any symphonic or atmospheric qualities to this project at this time, uh, with the exception of maybe the outro track, but I'm not sure that really fully counts. Um, but yeah, I mean, some major musical influences have all been from the raw side of things. So Dark Throne, obviously. I think I have a few riffs on the EP that are very Dark Throne. Um, the one after the break in Subterranean Fires is very inspired by Under a Funeral Moon. Um, I also some more modern raw black metal has also been an inspiration. Like I mentioned, some of the early Lamp of Murmur demos and EPs. The Burning Spears of Crimson Agony is an amazing release that has. I think that listening to that release is what really inspired me to try to do this uh, in the first place. Um, Maleficent, another really great modern raw black metal project. Um, yeah, I don't like it when it's clean. I want it to sound a little painful.
No, I get it. I definitely am someone who likes it, the rawness of black metal myself. That's why a lot of even like bigger stuff I go back to like their demos and I actually like it more because they sound more raw. So I get it. Now I guess as far as like the logo goes, for your EP, what did you want the visual identity to convey from it regarding the music in this EP?
Are you referring to specifically the logo or the
The
cover?
logo or the
The
cover.
logo. Um, well, the logo was commissioned. I didn't give him a whole lot of direction other than I knew I wanted to include a crescent moon in the middle. A lot of I really am drawn to that symbolism. Uh, I wanted a logo sort of in the this vein of some other modern raw black metal bands, which I didn't mention yet, which I think the main inspirations there are Vampirska and Drowning the Light in terms of logo design. For the entire cover art, Border. I'm a big fan of Borders. I think they add a nice visual framing appeal there. They sort of evoke a old forgotten portrait in a way. Um, it is a photo of me that I took on the cover, but
Okay,
I'm holding a candle, sort of lighting the way forward in the dark there.
cool. I like it. Now for a final question here, now that the EP is out, what do you see next happening with your project? Are you working on new material or are you focused on promoting this release, whatever way possible, live performances or anything like that?
So, still working on promoting this release and getting those shirts and CDs up. Um, Next, I am working on recording an album for a death metal band I'm a part of.
Mm.
So that is taking priority. But I have already started working on another song. I do have a title for it. Um, and I plan to do another EP, probably a little shorter this time, but just want to keep the inspiration flowing and keep putting more stuff out there.
I get it. No, I think that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure speaking with you.
Yes, thank
And I
you.
and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you.